Jackie McGrath,
Stephanie Shortell,
Mary Helen Rowell,
Lucas King,
Nettie Britz.
Do you know why you're here, Evie Hammond? You're being formally charged with conspiracy to commit treason, terrorism, and sedition, the penalty for which is death by firing squad. You have one chance, and only one chance, to save your life. You must tell us the identity or whereabouts of codename V. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes.
Are you ready to cooperate?
No.
The truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country.
Whoa! Excuse me, miss.
I'm sorry.
Not yet, you're not. But you will be. The only verdict is vengeance. A vendetta. If our own government was responsible for the deaths of 100,000 people, would you really want to know?
You're getting back at them for what they did to you.
What was done to me was monstrous.
And they created a monster.
Fear became the ultimate tool of this government.
I want this country to realize that we stand on the edge of oblivion. I want everyone to remember why they need us.
I wish I wasn't afraid all the time.
People should not be afraid of their government. Government should be afraid of their people. It is you.
Several prominent party members have been murdered, Chief Inspector.
This is exactly what he wants.
What?
Chaos. Beneath this mask, there's more than flesh. There is an idea, Mr. Creedy, and ideas are bulletproof. Remember the 5th of November.
V for Vendetta was a dystopian film made in 2006 and directed by James McTeague, starring Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving. This futuristic story takes place in a Great Britain that's a fascist state. V is a freedom fighter who uses terrorist tactics to combat an oppressive society. One night he rescues a young woman from danger when she is stopped by the secret police, and she becomes his ally in his journey for justice.
V for Vendetta as a failed utopia. V for Vendetta takes place in Great Britain after the nuclear war. It is controlled by a corrupt fascist leader named Adam Sutler. V uses terrorist tactics to save Great Britain. It is satirizing terrorism because V is actually the good guy. It may also be satirizing the recent terrorist attacks like 9/11.
V is the only person willing to stand up and rebel against the corrupt society before he meets Evie. V has a personal vendetta against the leaders of Nosefire, the fascist dictatorship, and is the only survivor of an experiment where 4 dozen prisoners were given injections that killed everyone, yet gave V special strengths. V wears a trademark Guy Fawkes mask, and his face is never shown. V knows that his ultimate fate is death and is willing to die to create a change in the society.
Here is a clip that explains V's plan to start a revolution.
Can I ask about what you said on the telly?
Yes,
Did you mean it?
every word.
You really think the blowing up Parliament's going to make this country a better place?
There's no certainty, only opportunity.
Well, I think you can be pretty certain that if anyone does show up, Creedy will black bag every one of them.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
And you're going to make that happen by blowing up a building?
The building is a symbol, as is the act of destroying it. Symbols are given power by people. Alone, a symbol is meaningless, but with enough people, blowing up a building can change the world.
I wish I believed that was possible. But every time I've seen this world change, it's always been for the worse.
V for Vendetta and the psychoanalytic theory.
In V for Vendetta, the most obvious example of psychoanalysis or psychoanalytic theory is seen in conditioning. For example, the government conditions the people to be obedient to its will, to follow its example through the use of media. The government controls all the media and has private meetings with the media examples, the BTN, to tell them what to show on TV. It has an emergency channel which broadcasts the same thing throughout all of London, which V uses for his example. After V's revolution begins, the conditioning begins to fall apart, and the people do not believe what they see on the TV anymore. They begin to rebel by wearing the Guy Fawkes masks, creating graffiti in the street, and simply refusing to believe what they are told and rebelling in their own small ways.
We're interrupting your regularly scheduled program to bring you this terrifying report of a terrorist takeover of Jordan Tower, which ended only moments ago. A psychotic terrorist, identified only as the letter V, attacked the control booth with high-powered explosives and other weapons that he used against unarmed civilians in order to broadcast a message of hate. We've just received this footage of a daring police raid.
Stop! Stay where you are! We will shoot! Stay where you are!
Now, this is only an initial report, but at this time it's believed that during this heroic raid, the terrorist was shot and killed. Bollocks. Again.
V conditions Evie by using a mock prison camp.
You must tell us the identity or whereabouts of codename V. If your information leads to his capture, you will be released from this facility immediately. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You can return to your life, Miss Hammond. All you have to do is cooperate. Process her.
Another example of conditioning happens to Evie in the re-education camp. She is tortured, her hair is shaved, she is completely isolated, and she is questioned over and over as to the whereabouts and the identity of V the terrorist. She is expected to respond to this conditioning by giving in and telling them what they want to know. As a result of her conditioning on the outside, blindly believing what she has always been told, and then coming to see the truth, she responds in an unexpected way to this conditioning by refusing to give in and not telling the authorities what they want to know. This is the opposite of what would normally happen under such conditioning terms.